Everyone, Johnny here again from Dauntless Fitness. I hope you're well and welcome to week 3 of the Dauntless Fitness True Potential video series. So hopefully if you've been following along so far, you are feeling the benefits of stacking them habits on each week and also following along with the challenges. Hopefully you are burning a lot of calories, improving your health along the way. If this is your first time watching, then I will go through the basic outline of what we're doing. We're trying to introduce daily habits that improve your health, your fitness, your nutrition. We're also going through some general fitness or nutrition tips, and also setting a little challenge at the end, which will take place for the following week. Okay, so first thing I want to mention is the winner from week 1's fitness challenge, which was the steps challenge, and that is Adam Anderson with 86,821 steps in the week, which is amazing work. So well done, Adam. It actually accounts to an average of 12,403 steps per day, which is good no matter what the situation is, but in lockdown that's especially impressive. So well done, Adam, and everyone else that did take part. There was a few scores that were getting close there, but yeah, Adam's got the win for this one. So what we want to start with, introducing the new habits progressions from last 2 weeks. So on week 1 we started with the water habit. So when we started, it was just a glass of water in the morning. Then we pushed that on to last week to try and get at least a litre of water in. This week, pretty straightforward progression. We're just going to add an extra half a litre. If you're finding it tough last week and you weren't hitting that 1 litre, that's what you want to stick with this week. Okay, you only make the progression when you're comfortably hitting the habit for the full week. We do want, no matter if you're male, female, small, big, 1.5 litres is about the minimum that we want to be drinking. So I do want everyone, no matter your circumstance, to try and push on, providing you hit last week's target. Because again, that's why we've done it the first week of these videos. We introduced the water because it is the foundation of everything else. Week 2's habit. This one was the nutrition track, and it's where we track down everything that we ate or drank throughout the day for 1 day last week. This week we're going to add an extra one in, and we're going to go for 2 days. If you were doing more than 1 day last week, then that's great. It should make this week that bit easier, but I would still just stay cautious. Just add that 1 extra day in as your minimum. If you do more than that, that's great, but you want to set that number low so you can tick that box and start building up that daily routine. So if you are doing this habit, I would suggest doing 1 day weekday, 1 day weekend. So if you've done weekday last week, maybe add a Saturday or a Sunday in this week. It'll just add a little bit more range to what the data is that you're picking up. Because if you eat the same things every day during the week, then you go wild on the weekend and you're just tracking 2 weekdays. It's not really going to get that data that we want to see. And the whole point of this is to get awareness from what we're eating, what we're drinking, and where we can make them changes, and also where you're making the right decisions and where we can notice that and do more of them. Okay, so that's the progression on that one for this week. So week 3's habit, what we're going to do is focus on exercise. If you've been doing some of the challenges, you've been exercising already. Well, I want to start with the basics. So this is going out for anyone that's not yet actually exercising daily or have any sort of routine whatsoever. We want to build up the habit following the exact same formula that we've done on these previous week's habits, and starting really small, ridiculously small, where you know you can't fail. So it's going to be 2 minutes of exercise every day. Doesn't matter what you do, but you're just going to try and get 2 minutes at least. You might be thinking that 2 minutes of exercise isn't really going to do anything, and it's not if that's all you were going to do. But the goal again and again is building up the routine. So if you start and you hit 2 minutes exercise every day of the week, Then next week you'll increase that, do 5 minutes. Week after, you might do 8, 10 minutes. And that's how you start. So initially it'll still seem easy, and that's the idea, because we want this to be something that lasts. So 2 minutes of exercise each day of the week. There is a little caveat to this, is if you are already exercising consistently, doing 30 minutes or so 3-4 times a week, you might want to start, just so you're not feeling that you're not getting anything out of it, then you might want to start at something like 5 to 10 minutes. Because most people don't exercise every single day, even if you are someone that does it regularly. So by setting a small number every day, 4 or 5 days out of the week, you might be smashing that out the park. Then them other couple of days where you might not normally do anything, at least then you're trying to hit some sort of target, whether that's, as I say, 5 or 10 minutes. If you're not sure what you need to do, or you're not sure on exercises, you can, for one, let me know, drop me an email. It'll be on the accompanying PDF. You can also check out my YouTube channel. It's got some video demos on from myself. It's got one of our PTs who focuses on mobility and stretching. There's some little routines on there. Again, I'll leave the details of that in the PDF, so it's just a few ideas. But YouTube, the internet, there's thousands and thousands of options for you to follow. The goal initially is just getting you doing something, not any particular thing. So as long as you're moving, that's the aim of this one. So now we've got 3 weeks of habits stacking on top of each other. If we keep this going, then if you can think what you've done in 3 weeks, what you can potentially do 6 months, 9 months, just building up slowly, you can completely change your lifestyle, and without making any drastic decisions where you need to completely do an overhaul. It's a slow process, and before long you don't even notice that you're making any big changes, because it happens over a longer period of time, which makes it that much more sustainable. So hope you are feeling the benefit of these. So what I want to go through next is the tip of the week, if you like, and this is a two-parter. The first part is being accountable. There's being accountable to someone else. So that could be, you might have a coach, a personal trainer like myself. You might have a friend that you tend to work out with, that you could be doing training via Zoom. You could just be keeping each other accountable by text. Having someone to be accountable to is a great way to make you more likely to stick to these positive habits that you want to do. But that is not the case for everyone. So I do want to focus more on being accountable to yourself today, because everyone's got themselves. Not everyone has someone that they can rely on. So being accountable to yourself. The best thing about this is, if you're accountable to yourself, you build confidence through ticking them boxes of the actions that you've set out for yourself. So if you set out on the day to drink your 1.5 litres water, to track your food, to do 5 minutes of exercise, if you go through these and at the end of the day you see all them boxes ticked, all them tasks completed, that builds confidence, and it makes it that much more likely that you're going to succeed in the coming days. If you're always relying on someone else when they're not there, say it's a coach and they decide to take a week off, I see it all the time where the other person will completely switch off for the week as well. So it is about being self-reliant, and you'll notice when you see yourself doing all these positive things and being aware of that as well. So it's not just about doing them, giving yourself the credit for doing them. It does build confidence, and it just makes it that much more likely that you're going to just keep going and building that momentum up. If you can stack together 30 days where you're doing everything that you said you were going to do, you build that much confidence in yourself that you feel a totally different person, and you can push on and make them tasks that you're doing that much more difficult. Okay, so being accountable to yourself is what I want everyone to try and do, and especially with these small steps that we're taking in the habits, that should be doable, but just make sure you are aware of them. So I always just use a notepad, write it down, and set yourself these little things that you want to do each day. Be accountable for them, and then the second part of this, as I've just mentioned, is actually giving yourself credit for it. So looking it over at the end of the day, at the end of the week, seeing what you've done, and that's going to give you confidence to take on to the next day, the next week, the next month, and so on. So that's your fitness health tip of this week. So the final part of today is going to be the fitness challenge. We're going to revisit the steps challenge because it was a popular one. It's the most accessible one. Anyone can do it, and that's half of the battle. So if you don't need to do anything that you're not already doing, I mean, everyone's walking at some point to different degrees. So all I want you to do is try and take part in this. If you've already done the last challenge with week 1, then you've already got a target to aim for. You just need to try and beat your score. We know what the best score was this week. Adam's 86,821. So we know roughly where you need to get to if you want to win. And also what I didn't mention at the start, sorry, the winner does get a Dauntless Fitness hoodie. So the little bit more incentive if we didn't have enough already. So for this week's challenge, again, it is the same as the first one. If you weren't taking part in that one, then we basically use a Fitbit, Apple Watch, any sort of smartwatch or smartphone. You just need to keep it in your pocket. Anytime that you walk, your phone will track that. And you can just send me either the screenshots or your total steps. And then again, we'll announce the winner in 2 weeks' time once we've got them scores in. So do your best on this one, guys. It is a good fitness challenge in itself. If you're hitting these sort of winning numbers, kicking on 100,000, you're going to be burning a lot of calories. You're going to be getting the heart rate up. It's going to improve your fitness as well. The more time you're on your feet, the less time means you're going to be sitting down, working on that better posture. Because we know from previous tips that we went through, when you're sitting a lot, it's not great for your hips, not great for the shoulders. So the more walking you can do, the better. I know it's not the best weather for it, but if you can get out a couple of times a week, and then the rest of the time just stay as active as you can in the house, that will really start tallying them steps up, and you will be in a chance to win this week's challenge. So guys, as always, I'll end this with my email address, johnny@dauntlessfitness.co.uk. I will put it in the PDF. If you do have any questions or there's anything in particular you want me to go over, please just fire a message over. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have, or if you do have suggestions, I'll take everything on board. Okay, so that's it from me, guys. Hope you have a great week. Again, if you need anything, please don't hesitate to ask. All the best. Bye now.